by Sanjay Jha, who used to be earlier with the Congress and now is a political analyst, and also PKD Nambiar, political analyst and someone who supports the BJP.
Well, Gargi, I would like to say one thing with Sanjay Ji is a very dear friend. But today, I think his comments so far have been more emotional than the Uddhav Thackeray. I can really feel that he's really hurt as the government is going. But the merit in corporate, he's also a corporate man. In corporates, one particular thing is that no employee leaves because of salary or anything else. They leave primarily because of their bosses. So this is 80% of the employees in a corporate leaves because of their bosses, and that is quite applicable in the case of Shiv Sena today. All these people were not BJP or forget about any other party. There internally there is no democracy within the party. The top bosses were not available. This is similar thing which was happening even in the Congress. So suddenly Shiv Sena in the last 2.5 years have become like a junior Congress, trying to be more secular than any of the other two partners. Everything diluted the very identity of Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sainiks and the people who, the representative of those Shiv Sainiks in the form of MLAs have decided to move out. And if BJP takes the advantage of it, criticizing BJP is basically यार जैसे कहते हैं ना कि मेरी ताकत नहीं है, but दूसरे को ताकत हो तो उसको criticize.
What would you say, Sena?
I agree completely with Sanjay Ji. There is something called as public morality. There is something called as the value system every political party, every individual, especially the elected people should possess. But where it all starting? Why is it only becoming a one-sided one? That is where my problem. I am a secular person, and this country has not been secular only after 1947. This country has been secular. It's the only country which has given birth to 3 new religions. So I don't think that the secularism is not imported by Mughals or Britishers or neither the Congress family. So I think we don't want the secularism. What I said from the point of view of Shiv Sena had an ideology which is called as Hindutva ideology, wherein it was built upon. Suddenly that particular party becoming a secular Hindutva. The word quote and quote secular Hindutva. They were all talking about everything which they were never even considered in their political career, from the great Bala Sahib to now. I think one particular party is not able to hold on to their own MLAs.
All right, but I'd like to move this forward, yes, PKD, so I think we've set this point that the reason for this rebellion is that.
Well, I can only, as far as the Udaipur is concerned, you touched a long nerve today in the morning when we are discussing the Maharashtra. I think today the Udaipur is an incident. It is not just an incident of a killing. It's not a murder. It's not, is there religions in this world has been created by human beings. If the same religion is ready to take on to the people's life and beheading them, I think you need to really look back.
Right, but what Sanjay is also asking PKD is the fact that we've had, so much of this hate speech happening of late, Hindu, Muslim and news channels, yes, platforming it, and eventually that's, what the genesis of what has happened now in Udaipur, this horrific hate crime, and because of social media, because of, the hate speech that is being encouraged and these divisions in society, which is actively being encouraged these days.
Well, Gargi, I need to complete my statement. You don't allow me actually. So what I was all talking about is that this is only because of the minority appeasement, vote bank politics, and we are all paying. The country is paying for it. Today, if some slip of tongue which happens from my mouth or even Sanjay Ji's, you may not be knowing, tomorrow you may be beheaded. That is the kind of place where we have reached. And who will decide these hate speeches? Is the Sanjay Raut who did so much of hate speech? Is there any kind of people were talking about it? It's all becoming selective. The problem is not that we need to have same policy for across the country. If overseas MP from Aurangabad declare that I will publicly hang, that is not a hate speech. He will not be arrested. But if a particular religion, one word about a one prophet is being mentioned, then you will be, the whole world will cry. I think.
All right, we've like completely moved away from the entire Maharashtra, debate and what happens next. But quick reply, Sanjay Jha, and then I'm going to end this discussion. Yes.
I need to speak for a minute for a Maharashtra.
Political conversation. PKD mentioned about the corporate experience. So let me give him a corporate response. You know what? I think this Operation Lotus is like a sign-on bonus for the Shiv Sena dissident MLAs. This is how companies actually poach people from other companies. PKD, chill, take a deep breath. We'll have another conversation.
All right, just a quick response, PKD, then I'm ending this discussion.
No, I think only one can buy things which is available for sale. But if you say that the Shiv Sena MLAs and the NCP MLAs
and why just Shiv Sena? I think it's quite clear that many MLAs are available for sale if that's what we're talking about here. But thank you so much both for joining us. We'll continue to track all the developments in Maharashtra.